Yo. What's good, man? This is your boy at DFSMasterMind _ over on Twitter. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Today's date is April the 14th, man. I feel good. It's a good Friday. It's gonna be a good night, man. My hands was itching earlier. I think I'm about to get to the green line, man. I'm about to get this money. Look, man, we got 10 games. It's pitching everywhere. There's bats everywhere. There's so many options tonight, man. There's so many places to look for fantasy goodness. My normal format, I like to give you my all-in pitcher and then my top 3 bats that I go all in on. Today, I can't do that, man. I can't do that and feel comfortable with my conscience, man, because there's so many options, man. I just can't commit to 3 bats that I want everywhere. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna just give you some stack options today, man. All of my lineups today will be stacks. I'm talking heavy stacks, man. 3 to 4 players. There's so many different options I want to go. So I'm gonna just talk about a couple good options for me. I'll highlight some of my favorite bets out of those stacks. And yeah, man. And then I'll talk a little bit about pitching. Hopefully you did your homework, man. Hopefully you stayed up on that. We're getting a little close to lock, but hopefully you can check this out, man. See what I'm thinking, pick my brain a little bit, and hopefully it helps, man. So I'm gonna just go ahead and hop into it. I got about 5 different stacks that I want to talk about. Starting off, now I'll say my number one. My number one. This is the actual number one, but the rest of them they're not in order. So look, my favorite stack for tonight is going to be the Kansas City Royals. They're going up against a young buck. The Royals have a nice hitting park. I love these bats, man. They're starting to put it together, man. We seen last night the first 5 batters. The first 5 batters came through with singles, man, and they got off to a nice start. That shows you that the team is starting to click, man. They're seeing the ball well, and when I see that, and then Vegas tells me their implied run total is almost 5, that caught my eye, man. I'm looking directly at them as my number one stacking option. And they have a lot of cheap players, man. The highest hitter on their team is going to be Kane, and he's not even that expensive. So I'm looking definitely at the Kansas City Royals. I love for catcher, man. For catcher, you can look at Perez. I like him. He's in a good spot, man. Brandon Moss is a cheap option. There's a lot to like, man. I'll say 1 through 7, honestly. And then I even got a couple lineups with the 8 and 9 hitters, and then the top of the lineup. So I want to see if I can flip those points over when the lineup rotates. So yeah, man, I'm all over them tonight. I really love the Royals, man. Number one. Now the rest of these, no particular order. I'm gonna just talk about them. I think these are other teams in good spots. So next we're gonna talk about the Houston Astros. Y'all know I'm a little biased to the Houston Astros. I don't really say I'm a fan of any team because I haven't been dedicated to MLB. I haven't been, focused on one team. But I really do like the Houston Astros. They have some nice young bats. Yesterday we seen them score 10 runs. Late in the game, man, their offense came together. Altuve got some hits, which is good. Y'all can stop panicking if y'all in season long and y'all got them. But it's going down, man. I think these bats are gonna get popping. Kendall Graverman, I think he had an outlier performance. We seen him pitch pretty good in his last game. But I think the Houston Astros, they gonna knock them around, man. So I love them. Springer and Reddick are probably my favorite bats out of this game. I got a lot of Altuve, a lot of Carlos Correa, a lot of Beltran, a lot of Bergman. I got a couple with McCain. Like, I'm all in on this, man. I think it's a really, I just think they're in a good situation. And what I like to do with these stacks that I'm talking about, man, I'll pick, like, my Kansas City, lineup, I'll have 4 players. And then I'll look at other teams that I like to stack, and I'll get a player that I didn't use in my Houston stack and just put them in a Kansas City Royals stack. I don't know if anybody else does that, or I don't know what it's called, if there's a name for it, but I like to do that to kind of get the, because I hate when you stack a team, man, but you got the wrong player. The team is in a good situation. Like the other night, I had a Mets stack, had 4 Mets players, no Cespedes, man, and it sucks. So I like to try to make up for it. That's just one thing I like to do. But moving on, if this game plays, this will be, I got 2 game stacks. This will be my first game stack. Is the Minnesota and Chicago White Sox. If this game plays, I'm going to be all over it. Minnesota Twins are on fire. They lighten it up, man. White Sox are not looking bad at all. I love me some Tyler Saladino, some Tim Anderson, Matt Davison for the White Sox side. A couple more bets too. For Twins side, Brian Dozier, Grossman, Sano, Max, Castro. I think they're all in play, man. Good situation. Broxton, you could use him, man, for the stolen bases upside. I think he's in a good spot. Moving on, man. My next game stack is going to be the Milwaukee Brewers and Cincinnati Reds. I think as a whole, this is a really good game to pick and choose players from. It's almost 80 degrees out there. They have a good hitter's ballpark. 2 pitchers that are below average, and they got some power bats, man. Power bats are everywhere. Eric Thames, the ball-headed rookie, Ryan Braun, Travis Shaw. You have a lot of options to choose from. Of course, on Cincinnati, Votto, Duvall, they could definitely go deep tonight. They have some options to choose from. Billy Hamilton. It's a decent spot, man. I love this. This is gonna be one of the high scoring games, man. So, of course, if you looking for fantasy points, you want to go to the high scoring games, man. And the temperature is it's talking to me, man. We can't avoid this game. I feel like we need to have a couple bats out of this game. What I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to get the people that I think are going long. So I'm mainly looking at Shaw, Braun, Votto, and Duvall, man. Those are my favorite bats out of this game. Because I think they have of course other people can go yard, but I think they have the best potential to do that. So that's where I'm looking from that game. As another team stack, I love the Cleveland Indians. 1 through 6 in their starting lineup, I think, are in a good situation. They're going up against Daniel Norris. Not that good, man. Left-handed pitcher. Cleveland they have a lot of switch hitters. So I'm gonna be working those guys into my lineup. Of course, y'all know the big bat, Lindor. And if you're on Fanduel, Brandon Guyer is bare minimum. Take a look at them. I think Cleveland Indians, they have one of the highest implied totals. We can definitely look at them. All right, last stack, man. I feel like I've been talking forever, man, but it's going to be the last stack that I'm looking at. It's going to sound ugly. People are going to be like, what? But that's partly why I'm doing it, and I think this team is actually in a good spot, and they will turn it around. That team is going to be the Toronto Blue Jays, man. No Donaldson. I think these other bats are going to have to step up, man. They're 1-8 right now, I believe. And this is a playoff caliber team, man. They want to play hard. They want to get to the postseason. They're starting off awful, man. They look terrible, man. They're not getting any runs. I think we're going to see them turn around tonight. Wade Miley, I think they'll play with a chip on their shoulder. I love Tulo for some reason. Russell Martin, Kevin Pillar, I think he's in a good spot. That Pierce fella, Joey Bats. I mean, these are good hitters, y'all. Like, we don't have to be scared off of this team, man, just because they've been struggling. I think a lot of people will be scared off. So I'm gonna take my shot. gonna take my shot, man. But that's gonna be it for my bets. Hopefully that helped, man. I know I was just talking a lot. I didn't give you my specific bets, man, but I tried to highlight people that I tried to give you my player pool, man. Those are some of the bets I'm gonna be having, and then I didn't even cover half the options, man. There's still so much to talk about. I can sit here all day and say, yeah, Manny Machado, Chris Davis, Trombone, they could go yard tonight, and they actually could. But I like Aaron Sanchez tonight for his strikeout potential. I think he's gonna have a good game. And man, my hand is itching, y'all. We finna get to that green line tonight, for real. For real, man. And I'm playing a lot of lineups, man. So I'm a little scatterbrained. But yeah, man, I'm finna wrap it up. Top pitching, man. Noah Syndergaard is my #1 pitcher tonight. I know a lot of people are gonna be on Kershaw. That's fine. In a good spot, man. I got one lineup with Kershaw. Noah is in the most of my lineups. I got a lot of pitchers. I'm gonna name off the pitchers that I'm using for tonight. I have Noah. I have Aaron Sanchez. I have who else? Oh, Johnny Cueto for sure. I got a couple lineups with Dallas Keuchel and Zach Greinke. Playing up against his old team. I think he'll be a little motivated. Dodger Stadium. Let me check this real quick. But yeah, I like where we at, man? Where we at? I like Zach Greinke though, man. I think he's gonna be in a really good spot tonight. This Dodgers lineup is a little watered down, man. They're decent, but they're not scary yet, man. And they got like Chase Utley in the lineup tonight. Dodger Stadium, it seems decent. It's okay for home runs. For triples is very low. Doubles is it's pretty average. I'm not scared. I think, look, Zach Greinke, man, he's a big strikeout potential. The chalk should be Clayton Kershaw. I'm going to go to the other side of the chalk, man. It's a strategic move. I got a lot of Greinke lineups. I think he should do fine, man. Now, he definitely could get hit. But that's with anybody, man. We don't know until the game starts, man, until the game is done. But I think tonight, man, he's gonna be like my under the radar, taking the dart. I'm doing a lot of tournament lineups, man. So I'm taking chances like this. And the Dodgers' run total is not that high, man. I think this should be a pitcher's duel. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, man. So my top pitching, like I said, Noah Syndergaard for sure. We got Aaron Sanchez. We got I got one Clayton Kershaw. I got some Dallas Keuchel out there, and then I got Zach Greinke. And that's gonna do it for my pitching. I think a lot of people. Oh, Johnny Cueto, man. I got a lot of Cueto too, man. I don't want to undersell him. I think we've seen Bumgarner struggle a little bit against him yesterday, but it's like it was a two-run home run. That was the majority of the offense, man. So that's a sign right there. Rockies, they strike out a lot. They have a low run total. It's not in Coors. I'm definitely taking a lot of darts on Cueto. I think he's in an excellent spot. But my #1 is gonna be that boy Noah, going up against the hot Marlins, but we got no Stanton in the line. Of course, we got to worry about Ozuna. He's been swinging a hot bat. Real Muto, he can strike out. Yelich can strike out. Gordon can strike out. Like he's gonna have I think he's gonna have a field day, to be honest. And that's why he's my #1 pitching. Look, hopefully this video helped. If I don't cut it off now, I'm gonna just keep talking. But yeah, look. Y'all bless up. Let's cash out. Get to the green line. Hit me up on Twitter if you need anything, y'all. At DFSMasterMind _. And yeah, man, cash out. Y'all bless up.